What's up, guys? Wade Willis here for Wade's Weeb Reviews, here to break down episode 7 of Fruits Basket, the final season. And holy cow, I was so upset at the end of this episode. We all know the big twist at the end, and I almost threw my microphone across the room when I was doing my reaction video. I was so pissed. And yeah, guys, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel for tons of other anime reaction and review videos. And yeah, trying to reach 2,000 subscribers, getting pretty close to it, so please help me reach my goal. And in this episode, we started off kind of moving forward with the cliffhanger with Kyo, which was still not resolved all the way. And he's having this dream where he's kind of being haunted by all the mother figures in his life. And to me, I noticed now we're seeing like Ren in his dreams, but yeah, she has some type of weird mind meld on Kyo, which I'm not a fan of because I hate her. I love Kyo, and I think everyone's with me. They want Ren out of the picture ASAP. A lot of the episode focuses around Akito and Ren still dealing with Akira's death, which is Ren's husband, Akito's father, and neither of them have really been able to move forward past this, and it's been quite a while. And then we had some flashbacks where we got to like see Akira and see how Ren's romantic relationship blossomed with him. We see that Ren actually used to be a servant and then finagled her way into a relationship with Akira. This flashback somehow made me like Ren even less. I already didn't like her. And then we see even like her love with Akira, like parts of me, like it seems like she did love him, but some of it was like a control thing to move herself up in society. It seemed like to me, I don't know if I just got that vibe wrong or anyone else felt that way, but it seemed very like planned. But it does seem like she does still love him 20 years later and she's like distraught over it. But part of it seemed like kind of gold diggery. I don't know if you guys would agree with that or not, but let me know in the comments if you think she seemed like a gold digger in that situation or not. One of the parts that's just so sad to me, Akira, it seemed like he thought he was going to give Ren like a gift by having Akito. He knew he wasn't going to live much longer, and he's like, at least I gave her a child, which the like crazy thing is that's the last thing she wanted. She always saw Akito as like competition, was very jealous of her, even when Akito was still in her womb and the kids went up and realized that Akito was there. She was like very jealous and like upset already before Akito was even born, which is insane. Not a very motherly situation. Shigure bats 1,000 in this episode. He is just spitting hot fire, burning Ren right and left. He's kind of talking to her, and they're like talking about the box, which at this point we assumed like some remains of Akira were in there, and how she wants the box, and he apparently told her that it existed and where it was, hoping that she would steal it, and was pissed that she had Ren try to get it instead. And he essentially tells her at one point, like, yeah, I want you to take it because I want only you to be haunted by the ghost of him. I don't want Akito to be haunted by him. And one of my favorite parts, she's trying to make the moves on him again, and is very like flirtatious, and it is creepy, but she, even though I hate her, she does have like a very she is very attractive and turns on her sexuality that like would draw you in for sure at least one time. Like I can understand why Shigure was drawn in even if he knew that she was a bad person. Like you can get, that's a moth to a flame situation. And like think she's probably what, 50 and still looks great. That is quite impressive. But he rejects her, and she kind of says that oh yeah, I see your like heart racing, something like that. I see your heart racing when you come near me and all this stuff. And he's like, yeah, like I think about uh whether Akito would have looked like you or not if you would have raised her as a girl. And I'm like, dang. And she like loses her shit kind of in that situation. Then he goes into the ghost thing. When he does that, she goes absolutely insane, tries to like kill Akito, almost goes in with a knife. Everyone's trying to split them up. Um, we end up seeing that there was actually nothing in the box the whole time, and we find out Akito kind of knew that, but had hoped that there was some mystical thing in there. A very emotional scene, that whole part when they're just, you see how much they both loved Akira and how much it crushes them that he's gone. And the person that they love, like, they, each of them loved him more than anything in the world, and they're left with the person they hate the most in the world, which is absolutely horrible. Like, if you're either of those people, that's like worst case scenario. You're like, oh, the one I actually liked is dead, and then I'm stuck with this doof Magoo over here who's manipulative and I hate. You would think Ren would have some motherly instincts that would kick in. Like, she, you can't blame 20 years later on postpartum depression and the way she acted with it in the womb. Like, that's not postpartum depression because it's still in there. Yeah, she's just not a good person and pretty evil in my opinion. And then Akito is about to stab her, and I was so pumped. I'm like, finally, let's take her out of the equation. I don't know what kind of mind meld she might have on Kyo. We need to get her out of the equation stat. But Akito stops because she feels the tie being broken from Hiro, which again, towards the top of the list of last people I'd expect to have ties to Akito broken. But she feels that break. She doesn't actually go through with it. And I was pretty upset because I want Ren gone. When I was watching the scene for my reaction, I'm like, wait, how did Hiro's mom find out that he was the curse was broken? And someone commented, they're like, dude, he's holding his baby sister and he didn't turn into an animal. I'm like, oh, duh. Like, I can't believe I didn't even think of that. But I'm like, how did his mom know? Did his mom feel the thing being broken too? I thought she was some like witch or something that could feel something in him. No, pretty simple answer. He did not turn into an animal when he held his sister. All right, simple enough. And then the part that broke me and made me really upset the rest of yesterday, which is Akito stabbing Kureno in the back. And they're having a discussion, and he's kind of talking about how she needs to grow and become a better person, kind of alluding to that. And she tells him, like, didn't you say that years ago when the ties were broken? It's too late now. Like, I can't change now. Which honestly is a solid point. If he would have left her then, even though she was a child, it would have forced her to probably grow up a bit more and realize that she's not going to have this hold over the Zodiacs forever. But by having the one person whose tie is broken just stay around and almost be even more subservient probably didn't help her develop at all. And I know I've gone into detail of how I think Kureno treated her was not good for her developing. But yeah, she did have a good point there. Now, her stabbing in the back, I was completely shocked. And it not gonna lie, guys, it pissed me off. Like, the little parts, every time I start to have some type of sympathy for Akito, she just like diarrheas all over like the sympathy that I had, and now I hate her even more because I really started to grow attached to Kureno. The first few seasons, I kind of wasn't like a huge fan, or second season in particular because he got more screen time. I was like, he was kind of just boring and he kind of annoyed me. And then this season, he's really grown on me, and I'm still upset about it. Not gonna lie. I do want to bring up a comment from my reaction video from someone who comments a lot. Their name on YouTube's "I'm watching you people." very active on my comments, and they brought up a really good point that it's interesting how the parallels between how Kyo was dealing with um, his lashing out when he turned into the like cat beast thing and was like harming Toru, the person who he like cared about like most and who cares about him the most. And Akito did the same thing, like is all upset and then lashes out on Kureno and harms him. So I thought that was very interesting, and I wanted to give them props for that because that is something I didn't even think about, and that's why I really like your guys' when you guys comment on my videos because I do read them, and it's really fun seeing how other people interpret scenes and like what else they get from it. Especially in this show, there's so many different ways you can go in a scene with how it affects you, and yeah, even like as he's like dying, he is like asking for them to go find Akito and help her, which is that's a very Toru thing to do as well. Like he is a very caring and loving person, and even as he's bleeding out, he's worried about Akito, which is speaks volumes for his character in my opinion. And we at the end we did see like a dead sparrow. I kind of thought it was a symbolistic thing, and a few people in the comments felt the same way. Just because I felt like he wasn't the sparrow anymore since the tie was broken, but it was a very good symbol. Like it was so powerful at the end of such an intense episode. And then obviously at the end too, we have Kyo and Toru. It looks like Toru's trying to express how she feels. Is she going to do it the next episode? I sure hope so, but we'll see later on. But yeah, guys, let me know what you thought about the episode in my comments below. And yeah, I'd love to hear it.